And listen, man, I might have to fucking pause this video and go have a cigarette, dude, because the more I talk about these guys, the more I just get angry. All off season, man, we are doing research, we're crunching the numbers, we're looking at the data, and our dreams come crashing down after 1 week. All the guys that we loved, a lot of backup running backs, a lot of late round picks, a lot of deep sleepers. Almost all of them were fucking dog shit. The brand is absolutely down horrendous at the moment. We need to lick our wounds. We need to figure out if we should be panicking, whether we should be trying to buy, sell this early in the season. I'm Ron. This is fucking Never Lucky Fantasy Football, man, and that is very true today. So like, subscribe if you are new here, if you want to catch more of this, and let's cope together, man. We're going to start with some lessons learned after week 1. 2024 stats don't matter. They just don't. Week 1 was like the Twilight Zone for me, man. I'm 93% sure that I got abducted, anal probed, and transported to an alternate reality because everything that was up is now down. Everything that was bad is now good. Michael Pittman Jr., amazing. Deebo Samuel, amazing. Travis Etienne, amazing. Breece Hall. Javonte Williams, bro, was amazing. They were all great. Even fucking Dontavian Wicks, Adonai Mitchell, and Quentin Johnston had no drops today. 0 drops from these guys. It's like the Twilight Zone. We're in an alternate reality. We're in the upside down at the moment. And what we learned from week 1, man, as I said at the top, is that 2024 stats do not matter, dude. I know it's very much prisoner of the moment. Deebo Samuel could be bad again. Michael Pittman could be bad again. But at the moment, dude, that's kind of what it feels like to me. A lot of these guys that they've dealt with issues in the past, maybe they had drops, maybe they were injured. They look great now, man. I mean, even Keenan Allen was a fucking stud. We're going to talk now about the Bengals, specifically Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. So what the fuck happened in this game, man? Jamar Chase, 2 for 26, and T. Higgins, 3 for 33. Now, the tail of this tape, dude, was that the Bengals had the ball for 24 minutes. The Browns were just dinking and dunking, moving the ball slowly. The Bengals could not get on the field. This is going to be an issue, man. Last year, their poor defense was a net positive. So their poor defense allowed them to be playing from behind a lot. They were trying to make the playoffs, so they were, desperate. They were throwing the ball. They weren't fucking around with their run game. But yesterday, we kind of saw what can happen when a very bad defense just doesn't let the offense get back on the field. It's very problematic. Ideally, you want a defense that's like good enough to like force stops to get you the ball back, because 24 minutes of time possession, man, is just not going to get it done, dude. There's not going to be enough production to go around. We drafted T. Higgins in like the second, third round. We drafted Jamar Chase in the first round at the 101. Chase Brown was a second round pick as well. If all these guys are going to produce, they're going to have the ball more, and the defense is going to have to be a little bit better. Now, I will say, man, the Browns, heavily disrespected team, dude, with Joe Flacco under center, Dylan Sampson as a really good pass catching back, really surprised a lot of people. They were actually a pretty competent offense, man. Harold Fannin Jr. looking like the fucking second coming of Rob Gronkowski. I'm not panicking. I think I'm at like a 2 out of 10 panic on these guys because I just think the defense is going to be good enough. They're going to be in high scoring games. It's still Joe Burrow. It's still Chase. It's still Higgins. I would not be panicking. Stay put on both of them, man. You'd be selling them at their absolute basement at the moment if you did sell them. And now we move along to Nico Collins, 3 for 25 on the night. Not a good day for Nico Collins, man. Not a good day for the brand. We were high on him. We had him above Malik Neighbors. We had him above Puka Nacua. And listen, man, Stroud threw for only 188 yards, no touchdowns. 5 targets, dude. 5 targets in a negative game script. That's pretty concerning. We expected Nico to take the next step. On a per target basis, he's like a league winning wide receiver, right? And we expect him to get to that 10 targets per game number. That's kind of the expectation. That was the hope, that if he can get to those 10 targets per game and he can retain that same efficiency, he'd be a league winner. He'd be a 20-point per game wide receiver. He showed it to us at the beginning of last season before the injury. And it is a little bit concerning, man. This O-line, the Texans O-line, is very bad. Now, I will say, dude, I'm a Rams fan. The Rams defense is legit. Their defense is legit. Their secondary is legit. Their front is good enough. I think that could be an explanation. It could be week 1 jitters. It could be that Stroud just isn't him, right? Like it was just maybe his rookie season was just a phantom season where he's really not that good of a quarterback. Jury is still out on that. At the end of the day, we need to see more out of Nico. We need to see more volume. I think they're going to get it right. I mean, they lost this game 9-14, low scoring. I imagine the coaching staff is going to look at some film. They're going to see Nico Collins got way too little targets, man. With only 5 targets on the day, you're not going to win any games with your stud wide receiver not being involved. So I do think they right the ship. I have like a 4 out of 10 panic on Nico Collins because I do think the Texans defense is really good. I just think their O-line is going to have to be better, man. They're going to have to be better. Their defense is going to keep them into games. It's going to get them the ball. Their offense is going to be decent moving forward. I do think that. So I do think better days are ahead for Nico Collins. Don't panic too much because, again, at the moment, you'd be selling him for like literally nothing. Next, we're going to talk about Amon-Ra St Brown. He goes 4 for 45, 6 targets. Now, listen, over the offseason, I was saying I had some concerns about him. I had him outside of like my top 6 when it comes to wide receivers because I did think that at the end of last year, his target volume started to even out with the rest of the guys on the team. And then in this game, we see that, right? We see that Laporta gets 9 targets, Amon-Ra gets 6, Jahmyr Gibbs gets 10, insane, only 31 yards on that, and then Jameson gets 5. If they want to escape the allegations that Ben Johnson leaving was a big factor or a big reason why the offense is so good, they're going to have to be better, man. They're going to have more pass volume. They're going to have more passes to Jameson, to Amon-Ra. Laporta's target's perfectly fine, 6 for 79. That's how you want to kind of use Laporta. I think that's a good rate for him. I do think better days will be ahead for them, man. They're going to have softer defenses. The Packers might be the #1 defense in the NFC, potentially even in the NFL. So I do think better days are ahead. But one concerning thing about the Lions is that they did have a fat time of possession advantage. They had like 34 minutes of time of possession compared to the Packers who had like 26 or so. So the fact that they had so little production from a fantasy point of view, even though they had so much time of possession, is concerning. And if Amon-Ra St. Brown floats around like the 6 to 8 targets range, you're not going to be happy. He's not going to pay off that first round draft capital. I have like a 3 out of 10 panic because I do think he has a really safe floor moving forward. He's going to get touchdowns. He's going to get more volume. There's going to be those spike games where he's going to have like 12 to 15 targets. So you can bet any amount of money on that this season. And next we go back to opening night. We got AJ Brown. He goes 1 reception for 8 yards. He gets his final reception like with like 3 minutes left in the game. It was insane. And I'm going to be honest, man, I'm pretty concerned about this team's offensive scheme. Just similar to last year, they want to run the ball, they want to throw short, and they want to take deep shots occasionally. They're very similar to the Packers in that respect. It's just going to be a low pass volume. We know that. We knew that moving forward. Now, AJ Brown in a vacuum is one of the better wide receivers per target on an efficiency point of view, but he just does not get enough targets. That's the concern. That's why he went at the end of the second round this year. I know it's only 1 week, but if the pass volume remains this low, where Jalen Hurts only had 23 pass attempts, of which 7 of them went to Dallas Goedert, 3 went to Dotson, 4 to Saquon, 3 to Devontae Smith. That's just not going to leave a lot much, right? There's not a lot more meat on that bone, but I do think better days are ahead. I do think that they're going to have a much softer schedule moving forward. And if we look at the Eagles' schedule moving forward, I think it's going to be a get-right game literally next week, man. They play against the Chiefs, who are a run-stopping team, and then they got the Rams, right? A good offense, a high-powered offense, also a good defense, so maybe they're going to have to throw the ball a little bit more. Maybe they'll be playing from behind even. Buccaneers, another team, they can put up points. Broncos can put up points. At least we think they can. Giants, it's probably a blowout. But then you got like Vikings, and then Giants again, another blowout maybe. Packers, Lions, Cowboys, Bears, Chargers, all pretty competent teams, man. I think AJ, and then you got Commanders, Bills, Commanders late in the season, dude. That's perfect, man, especially for the fantasy playoffs. I think AJ Brown, there are going to be better days ahead. I just think the reason I have a 5 out of 10 panic on AJ Brown, it's just that you know what the team wants to do, man. You know that they want to run the ball. They want Jalen Hurts to get his manufactured runs. Saquon Barkley is going to be super involved every week. But can AJ Brown get there in volume? I don't know if he can. I really don't know. I do think he's a buy low candidate, nevertheless. I think the sentiment on AJ Brown depends on your league, obviously, but the sentiment on him at the moment is that like he might not even be like a top 24 guy. After that 1 for 8 performance, dude, this is like the time to strike. The metal is absolutely hot. So strike the metal when it is hot. See if you can make a trade for him. Listen, man, I don't have much to victory lap about. I am down horrendous at the moment. But one thing that I can maybe victory lap a little bit is Brian Thomas Jr. Now, I made a video earlier in the offseason where I said, I don't know if he has league winner potential. I don't know if he has like top 10 potential. And this is why, man. So it could have been much, much worse. He did have a rushing touchdown in this game. So he went 1 for 11 on 7 targets. So 7 targets is perfectly fine. At least he's not like some of the other fucking names on this list who I'm going to cover. So 8.5 fantasy points. He gets the rushing touchdown. Travis Hunter actually led the team in targets. He had 8 targets. Also didn't do too much with them. I just don't know if Brian Thomas can hit the 10 target average that we want in a league-winning wide receiver. I think he's going to be hovering around like 7 to 8 targets per game. He could be great. He could be like a top 36, top 24 guy for sure. He can even be top 15 if the touchdowns start to go his way. But at the moment, the Jaguars offense just doesn't look very good. It was really like the Travis Etienne show, and that's pretty much it, right? Like nobody else really did anything. Brendan Strange actually looked pretty decent as a tight end option there. But Brian Thomas, when it comes to panic, I'm at like a 2 out of 10 because I wasn't really that high on him to begin with. I just think like last year, the run that he had at the end of last year was a tiny bit fluky. There really was no one else on the team. He didn't have a Travis Hunter to contend with. Etienne was hampered and injured, so they didn't really have a run game that they can lean on, right? Liam Cohen there's now a new coaching staff, so it's a different system. I don't know if Brian Thomas Jr. is going to be this league-winning guy that we thought he could be. I think he will explode a couple games for some big games. When it comes to panic, 2 out of 10. 3 out of 10, maybe 4 out of 10, because I wasn't really big on him. If you thought he could be like a top 5, top 3 guy and you were getting some massive upside, I think then you should maybe be panicking a little bit. It's only 1 week, guys. I know things could change, man. I could be completely wrong next week. Now I move over to Terry McLaurin. We'll keep this one short, man. I mean, the game script just didn't really call for him to be used very much. There was a deep bomb touchdown that basically JD5 overthrew him on. He was completely open. If he would have caught it, he would have got a touchdown almost assuredly. But the concern here, guys, the concern that I have slightly is that Deebo Samuel was heavily involved, man. Deebo did have 10 targets on the day, 7 for 77, and then he gets that rushing touchdown. So Deebo had a big game, and Terry McLaurin didn't, man. So I know the Giants' defense is actually pretty decent. So there's a chance that this is just playing from ahead, a kind of tough defense. Like, this could just be the Deebo game, right? It's his first game with the team. He gets the production. Terry McLaurin kind of takes a back seat. They win the game pretty handily. Listen, man, it's super simple. If Deebo Samuel gets 10 targets, I don't know if Terry McLaurin can be a top 12 wide receiver. I just don't think there's going to be enough volume. The big plays are going to have to be there. He's going to have to get touchdowns. Listen, man, the next player is Matthew Golden, and I'm going to take a fat L, dude. I'm going to eat a bag of dicks on this one. He goes 2 for 16, 50% route participation. That is not going to get it done. There's not enough volume, not enough involvement. The Packers also had only 24 minutes of time possession. That's 4th worst on the day. 10 different wide receivers caught a pass, man. Check this shit out, dude. Romeo Doubs, Jaden Reed, Wicks, Kraft, Golden, Jacobs, Musgrave, Brooks, Fitzpatrick, Williams. This is how the Packers want to play. They want to spread the ball around. I thought we're going to have no Jaden Reed. I thought Dontavian Wicks would be bad and they just wouldn't be using him. I thought it's going to be Tucker Kraft, Romeo Doubs, and Matthew Golden. I thought it was going to be a condensed target focus where it's going to be those 3 guys eating. I thought the Detroit Lions offense was going to do a little bit more. I thought this was going to be maybe a shootout. I was fucking dead wrong, dude. I mean, for fuck's sakes, man, Romeo Doubs caught like a 50-yard bomb. That should have been Matthew Golden. Like, all logic, man. All stats, all logic, the way this team operates, Matthew Golden's speed profile, it doesn't make sense that Romeo Doubs gets the deep bomb. I just don't understand. I mean, they won the game. They're smarter than me. I'm not a fucking coach or anything, man, but I just can't wrap my head around it. I don't understand why he was being used short. He was doing like short, shallow crosses. It doesn't make any sense. It could be that they want to bring him along slowly. He is a rookie, dude. We need to be a little bit patient with him, I suppose, but I fucking hate fantasy football, dude, because all signs were pointing toward Jaden Reed having 1 foot. The dude couldn't walk like 5 days ago. He was doing like one-legged fucking push-ups, dude. He had a cast on, and he goes 3 for 45 and a touchdown. It looks great. Please explain to me, somebody in the comments, fucking help me, dude, because I'm about to grab my 9 right now, dude. Like, I don't understand, dude. I just don't get it. I have an 8 out of 10 fucking panic, dude, because the breakout is just not going to happen. It just will not happen this year. If fucking piece of shit John Fitzpatrick is getting targets and there's 1,000 people getting fucking targets, the goddamn ball boy is coming in for a target every now and then. It's just not going to happen. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to anyone who follows this channel regularly and you fucking drafted Matthew Golden. We are cooked. My entire fucking team, dude. The rest of the names on this list is like my whole team. And listen, man, I might have to fucking pause this video and go have a cigarette, dude, because the more I talk about these guys, the more I just get angry, dude. Josh Downs, 3 targets, 2 for 12. Look, the fucking optimist case, the bull case, is that he had an injury. He was cleared to play on like Friday. He had a lingering hamstring injury. They were playing with a lead. They were using 2 tight ends. They were running the ball. And Michael Pittman is healthy, right? That's like the optimist. Like, and this was just a Michael Pittman game. And then the pessimist case, the bear case, is that Michael Pittman was always better than him. He was always the number 1 guy. He was just injured. He had that back injury last year. He's not fully healthy. We were bamboozled, man. We were fucking taken advantage of, taken for a fool, bamboozled, cucked, tomfooled, shenaniganeried, and it was going to be Michael Pittman all along. Josh Downs, he's a yard per route run monster, a target per route run monster, an advanced metrics monster, a PFF king. But we were fooled, dude. Maybe that's cope because Tyler Warren took this man's job, dude. He was getting everything. He took his job, took his girlfriend, took his fucking packed lunch and his, peanut butter and jelly sandwich and said, fuck off, Josh Downs. This is my job now. You can leave, dude. You can hit the fucking showers. Because Tyler Warren was an absolutely beast. He was an absolute beast in this game, dude. Check this shit out, man. Michael Pittman goes 6 for 80 and a touchdown with 8 targets. Tyler Warren, bro, 7 for 76, 9 targets. With Josh fucking Downs being one of the least targeted. Jonathan Taylor, guys. Jonathan Taylor has more targets in this game, or equal, more catches, than Josh Downs. Can somebody please explain to me? Somebody please explain why I shouldn't just go get my Glock right now. I just don't get it, dude. Jonathan Taylor has always been a pure rusher. Fucking never gets targets, never gets receptions. That's just always been the case. This Miami Dolphins team was fucking dog shit, dude. Their corners are dog shit. Josh Downs is lined up against a nickel cornerback. I know I'm fucking raging, dude. I know I am crashing out in this video right now, but I need somebody to please explain to me in the comments how this is possible. How Michael Pittman is relevant again when Josh Downs is so good statistically. Again, maybe it's the injury, but when it comes to panic, I'm at a 7 out of 10. 7 out of 10 panic on Josh Downs, because if this is Tyler Warren, if this is his role, if he's the next fucking Tony Gonzalez mixed with Rob Gronkowski, mixed with Jesus Christ, Like, he's going to be an absolute beast, dude. He's going to be like a top 5 tight end. Could even be the number 1 scoring tight end because Daniel Jones, he did not even look Josh Downs' way, dude. There was like one play that was like called for Josh Downs, like a 4th down play or something. Other than that, we are so fucking cooked right now, dude. And now I move on to Tank Bigsby, man. And again, dude, I just need somebody to explain to me what the fuck happened because Tank Bigsby last year, statistically, I'm just the messenger here. These are just facts. More forced tackles missed, more yards per carry, more yards, more attempts, more touchdowns. He just straight up outplayed ETN. Again, dude, similar to Josh Downs. Was this just that ETN was injured? Was it just that the fit on the team, it's a new coaching staff now? Someone explain to me. I know ETN was probably a better running back. He was highly drafted. He was great in college. He had a top 5 RB season under his belt already. But what the fuck, dude? What the fuck was all this stuff on Twitter, man? Was it all smoke? Was it just going to be ETN all along? The fucking coaching staff talking about how Tank Bigsby is going to be a big part of this team. Up until like yesterday, dude, the coaching staff was like, ETN's looking great. We're going to use him as like a gadget player all around the field. And then Tank, man, he's also looking great. He's going to be the early down guy for us. That's what they were saying, man. What the fuck, dude? So listen, man, I don't know what's going to happen. ETN seems to just be the clear back. It seems to be that it was all smoke. And Bigsby, maybe he's going to get traded. That's like the vibes, right? The vibes are like he's going to get traded. Maybe he's going to be the short distance guy. He's going to be maybe sometimes a goal line guy. But I'm just not sure how the Jaguars bench Travis Etienne. He goes 16 for 143. And he almost busted off like a 90-yard touchdown. He gets tackled after like 71 yards. I just don't know what to do with these players where all offseason, man, all summer, beat reporters, Twitter, the stats, it's all telling you to draft these guys that they're going to have a role. And then it's just like, fuck off, dude, nothing. And don't even get me fucking started about Braelon Allen, man. 6 attempts for 9 yards and a touchdown. Breece Hall's looking like Adrian Peterson out there. He was busting off like 15-yard chunk runs, 20-yard chunk runs. From the very first play of the game, he busts off like an 18-yard run. I knew I was cooked. I was fucking cooked after that. I was like, oh, there's no shot fucking Braelon Allen even sees the field this game. After on the first play, Breece Hall busts off like a chunk play like that. Like, how do you possibly then say, all right, Braelon, get in there, buddy. Get in there, you slow, big fucking oaf of a man. Like, we're just, dude, the crash out is complete, man. I just don't know how you're meant to do anything when you run directly at TJ Watt every play. It's like the Jets were taking Braelon Allen. They're like, all right, bro, we ran to the left and we had a lot of success, and Breece Hall is just chunking the Steelers D-line on the left side every single time. Get the fuck in there, Braelon Allen, and run directly at fucking TJ Watt. Even the announcers, bro, I don't know if you guys were watching Red Zone, but the announcers were like, yeah, I don't understand why they keep running Braelon Allen directly into TJ Watt. Last year, TJ Watt was like 3rd best in the NFL in yards allowed on his side, right? Like whenever a team would run toward TJ Watt, it was like 3rd worst in the NFL, while on the other side was like 2nd best or something. I swear to God, it's like they were speaking directly to me, dude. I swear I was looking for my 9, dude. I was like, where's my 9? I swear, man, I was just boosted. I was tilted at this point. It was like the sacrificial lamb treatment. It's like, all right, we've had so much success running to the left. This team is going to start loading linebackers on the left. Let's put Braelon Allen's bitch ass in there and have him run directly into TJ Watt, lose a yard so that everyone who started him can fucking hate their lives. Listen, man, 0 RB drafters, we were just cooked. Hall looked phenomenal. Allen looked like he was running with, you guys know those Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time like weighted boots where you can like walk on walls or like you can like walk in water? Braelon Allen was wearing them things, dude, and it was just brutal. He vultured a touchdown, salvaged his day. He got you like 7 points. I mean, that's better than what Bigsby did, so I guess there's, bright side here. He also played more snaps in the red zone. Twinkle of fucking optimism here. More snaps in the red zone than Breece Hall, so being on the field, playing snaps doesn't really mean much. Doesn't mean you're going to be getting valuable touches, that you're going to be getting like 3 cracks at it like Breece Hall might next time he's in the red zone. But yeah, man, we're just down horrendous at the moment. We're going to put a bow on this video. We're going to talk about Isiah Pacheco. I'm going to go have a cigarette so that my blood pressure goes back down. 5 for 25. He does get a couple of catches. I believe he gets 2 receptions for a commanding 3 yards on 3 targets. Listen, man, here's the thing with I don't have Pacheco on my team, so I'm not that mad about this, but 5 for 25, only 2 receptions for 10 yards. Statistically, he was fine, right? Like 5 yards per carry. We're okay with that. The problem is just that he's not really like a main dude on this offense. That's just how it is, dude. He's like a 7th round pick. The game plan is never like it's a Pacheco game. We're going to get the ball into Pacheco's hands. He's going to be the reason we win. It's Pat Mahomes creating. It's, everyone is kind of just like, it's Pat Mahomes' world. We all just kind of live in it. This dude's going to pop off. Hollywood Brown's going to pop off one game. Worthy's going to be good. And then Rashee Rice, when he comes back, is going to be good. So because of that, man, the circumstances have to kind of go his way. It kind of has to be a little bit of luck if Pacheco is going to produce. And look, man, 8 out of 10 panic, dude. If you have a guy like Pacheco, I don't really know what you can do with him. If he pops off one game, I don't know if you can really sell him high. I think people are just going to know that, like, oh, that's probably a fluke. Like, he's probably going to go back and lose goal line to Kareem Hunt next time, because Kareem Hunt himself had 5 carries, man. And Kareem Hunt was in the game, about 50% of the time as well. So if you drafted Pacheco with the hopes that he could be like a top, 12 running back potentially, I think we're kind of cooked here. I don't know if it's possible. I just think there's way too many running backs that are in much better positions, that they're like a core part of the offense. Like, for example, in this exact game, dude, Omari and Hampton, 15 carries for 48. Okay, statistically wasn't good, but he was a big part of the offense. They were kind of leaning on this man. I mean, 15 touches, dude. That's more touches than anyone else got on the team. So that's kind of how I feel about Pacheco, dude. Anyway, man, my blood pressure is absolutely spiked. I deeply apologize for the crash out in this video, but I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope you got some insights from it. Stay tuned tomorrow. We're going to be doing a waiver wire video. We're going to maybe talk about the game as well a little bit. And if you guys want, man, I do have a Discord link at the top of the description. We talk ball every day. We do sit starts. We help each other out. It's a pretty cool little growing community. So make sure you guys join that and like the video if you did like it, and subscribe if you want to catch more of this, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.